Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of the Single Dad's Cookbook, and today we're going to make a coconut milk chicken curry. And this was something that I thought, do you know what? Let's see if we can make it. Let's see. There's lots of recipes online, YouTube and websites and all that kind of stuff. And I went, right, are they overcomplicated? Can we make it nice and simple? And this is the first time I ever made it, so you're on the journey with me. So for this, you're going to need some cardamom pods, some ground turmeric, ground cumin, garam masala, chili powder, and you're going to need a cinnamon stick. If you can get cinnamon bark, probably better, and I'll explain why in a minute. Because there was a lot of learns for me through this recipe, and that's the thing about cooking. If you're not afraid to experiment and see where you're going, then normally, as long as you're using the ingredients you like and food flavours that you like, the end result will always be tasty, but the processes will be refined through time. So into a bowl, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of garam masala, 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of turmeric, and a half a tablespoon of chili powder. You can see there, I'm putting that in. I've got cardamom pods, I've got black ones and normal, so I'll put 2 black cardamom pods and about half a dozen of the other ones. Now I've got a frying pan on, loaded with I've got a bit of oil in it, and I've got that heating up. I'm just giving the cardamom pods a little crush just to try and release them a little bit sooner. So we've got the oil there. Now this is where one of the processes I would automatically change. Now I say it 100 times, I am not a professional chef. I'm a family cook who's picked up recipes as I've got older, watching people, copying and all that kind of stuff. And what I did here is I broke up the cinnamon stick and put it in. That was an error. Maybe split it in 2 so it was easier to get out, because what you want to do is, once you've sliced up your onions, now I'm putting 2 whole onions in here. I've got a third onion because I'm going to make spiced onions as well. I'll put the ticket on how you can make them, but I've just sliced these up. Now, what I should have done, I've chopped up the tomatoes as well. I just literally took them and just quartered them, sliced them in 8ths. So I've got that there. And with the chili, I'm just slicing through. I'm going to finely dice that. Well, when you've hit up your oil and you can smell the cardamom and the cinnamon in the oil, you want to remove your cardamom pods, and you want to remove your the cinnamon stick, because you don't. Again, you can leave them in, and that's why I was saying about leaving it bigger bits in. But they've released their flavour into the oil. So you can see it's red hot. They've done that. At this stage, you want to remove them. I never. So it was a bit of a pain. I had to then go through it, and you'll see me through the video seeing a bit and taking it out. So, and once you've got the oil hot and it's flavoured, add in your dry spices, and you want to cook them through. At this point, you want to keep an eye on everything, because you don't want it to get burnt. Okay, so we're just going to cook that through, give it a couple of minutes and let that go. If you are new to the channel, please push the subscribe button, get all the latest videos, have a look back through the catalogue, press the like button. What it does is it works on the algorithms, so it makes it better. It helps me, basically. Costs you nothing, helps me. What that was is I went in online at the supermarket and found ground garlic and ground ginger in cubes. So I put one of them in. What I did actually, I should have put 2 in. I put 1 in a little bit later. So you want to put 2 of those in. Then you want to add your onions. This is on a high heat. So you just want to keep stirring this. Again, this is where you've got to just be a little bit more patient. You've got to stay and you've got to just keep it on the heat. Keep them moving. Okay. If you need to, if it's getting a little bit dry, you see there, I've just added in a splash of water. So if it's getting a bit dry, you could add chicken stock. I just added in some water. Completely down to you. But you want to keep them moving. You don't want the spices to stick. So you can see there, they've started to go, they've taken the colour. And you can see there me just taking that out whenever I came across one. That's why you need to remove them at the beginning. And that was something that I did learn as I was going through. But you just want to keep moving them. Then once you're happy, get your tomatoes in. That was just 2 tomatoes, like I said. I've sliced them up, cut them in half, and then just sliced them again. At this point with the tomatoes, you could add slices like what I've done, or you could have diced them up so they break down quicker. Again, that might be a different process. For the chicken, as you've seen me do countless times as well, I'm just going to do a little bit of butchering. I'm going to cut it in half so that we get more out of it. And then I'm just going to cube it up, just so that we've got chunks of chicken into it. So flat hand, make sure that you're doing that, and then we're just going to cut across it into chunks. And any big bits, you just want to make them into bite-sized pieces. And what they're going to cook in the sauce that we're going to make. So, got your chicken ready. Again, chicken thighs probably would have been the better option, as they would have. They can really take on the flavour, and you can really cook them for a long time. Chicken breast, you've got to be careful. So you just got to keep. You see there, the tomatoes are starting to break down. Give them a little help. There's another bit, the cinnamon bark. So you want to just keep that moving and keep it going. And literally, you've got to trust the process and just keeping it. What I would say is the smell coming off those spices and the onions and the tomatoes was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And so far, no great techniques. You've sliced some onion, you've put some spices in a pan with some oil. Should have removed the cardamom and the cinnamon, but you're just keeping an eye on things. You're adding your chicken in at this stage, so you want it coated with everything, and you're just going to let that cook through a little bit. So again, we're just keeping it moving so that nothing catches, and you can see the translucentness of there. Now, at this stage, you don't have to add chicken. You could add mushrooms, you could add cauliflower, you could butternut squash, aubergines. You could throw this in a completely vegetarian section. Now you've noticed I've then moved it into a pot. The reason I did that is because what I want to do is I needed something with a lid. So I've added in half a cup of water. Again, you could add veg stock if you make it vegetarian, or chicken stock. I've literally just put half a cup of water in. I've put the chilli in, and then I've put a bunch of coriander. Again, stalks and all, finely chopped, and in it goes. And now, it may look like we've not got much there, but what we're going to do, put the lid on it, and we're going to let that cook through so it all releases the juices. So you see here, it's released all the juices, and we're coming. Now, again, we've got 2 options. So I'm just letting that cook. The chicken has become tender. So you want to let that cook for about half an hour. So on a low to medium, keep the lid on it so it doesn't it doesn't evaporate. Oh, steam coming out there. And you can see it's still holding liquid. We've still got it there. And into this, when you're just about to serve it, you're going to add in some coconut milk. So I'm adding in the coconut milk. Had a bit of a problem with the can, so let me go and fix that issue. And while I'm doing that, there you go. So I'm adding in, again, about half a cup. Now, again, if I was making this again, if you wanted it to be a little bit thicker, you could add the coconut milk into some corn flour, cornstarch, make a slurry and put it in. It would thicken up the sauce for you. At this stage, you just want to let it cook out the coconut milk a little bit, give it a taste, see what the seasoning's like, and then take it from there. This was phenomenal. I've added in a little bit of lemon juice. Just a little bit, just to lift it up a little touch and almost take it down the Thai route. But you don't have to do that. I had it because I was making the spiced onions and I didn't want to leave it over, so I just added a little bit of acidity just to cut the fattiness off there. So, and that's it. So there's our curry, all made. Let's get it plated up. So I've just got some pilau rice, and we're going to add in the curry there. So again, you can see that, and there's the curry. Obviously, I almost made and judged it enough to be perfect. Let's just spread that out a little bit, but add a little bit of coriander on top, and we're almost good to go. Served that with some spiced onions, naan bread, and some poppadoms, and it was a great night's feast. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, I hope you're looking after yourself out there and each other. The world's going a bit mad, okay? And from my family to yours, as always, single dad, signing off. Thanks very much for watching. Please, if you have not already, subscribe and like the video. Till the next time, have a great